Hi, I'm Jessie Abbott, your host of Valley News Now, here with Beth Jansen, who has went back in time.
Absolutely.
This is beautiful, but warm.
It's warm, all right.
So you are from Bonanzaville,
Yes,
as
I
maybe
am.
you could have guessed, but tell us what you got going on this week.
This week is our 53rd annual Pioneer Day celebration.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
53rd.
Yep, it started in 1970 at Bonanzaville. Actually,
Wow.
it had 2 years running in Davenport
Oh,
before
cool.
it came to Bonanzaville. So technically, I guess you'd say it's 55 years of Pioneer Days, but
Wow.
53 of them at Bonanzaville.
That's amazing. Something that's older than me. Yay.
Yeah, I know.
That
I
makes
keep
me
thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
I'm like, yes, you said 1970. That was before I was born.
Yep, absolutely. We've been around before many of our communities was
Good.
born.
That's pretty cool. Okay, so tell me, what is Pioneer Days all about?
Pioneer Days is all about celebrating the history of Cass County, North Dakota, and the pioneers that settled it.
Awesome.
So we have everything from historic demonstrations like butter making, Coogan, which is one of my absolute favorites because you also get to taste it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Coogan. And Lefse. We also have our blacksmith and our threshing.
my
We
gosh.
have a pie making, in the ground pie making over a fire.
Wow,
And
that's
she puts up her
interesting.
whole tent and everything, and so again, another thing you get to taste,
Which
is really good. So demonstrations all across the village, and then we
Wow.
have docents, which docents, until I started working at Bonanzaville, I had no clue what a docent
Yes,
was.
I always hear that. I'm a
You hear
docent.
docent,
It
and
sounds
people are like,
fancy. Yeah.
Well, docent is technically me.
Okay.
In this kind of an outfit inside of one of our buildings, talking to you about guiding you through the building and talking to you about what life was like back then.
Wow.
So we have docents splattered throughout the village. We also have a court scene being played out in the courthouse.
Ooh, cool.
We've got butter making for the kids. We've got crafts for the kids. We've got music happening in Dawson Hall
Nice.
most of both days. We have horse wagon rides. Horse-drawn wagon rides.
There you go.
There I go.
Yeah, there you
We've
go.
also got mini train and barrel train, which we always have going on at our events.
Fun.
And then kind of special this year,
Yeah.
kind of cool, is we have a pancake feed on Sunday morning.
Ooh.
From 9 to 11. I can't wait. I very seldom eat pancakes, but I love them. So I'm all geared up for that. So that's from 9 to 11. It's free with admission. We just ask for a free will offering
Oh,
to help
cool.
pay for the supplies. And then we also have a church service following right
Oh, neat.
afterwards, a prairie church service. And one of the really cool things I think about this church service
Yeah.
is that Tim McIntyre, who is related to Ken McIntyre, who was one of the founders of Bonanzaville,
Oh, you're
is
kidding.
giving the sermon.
Okay, that's
So
way cool.
yeah, isn't it? It is
Yeah.
super cool. So yeah, it's just a fun-filled day for family. There's, like I said, there's more than I can possibly even mention.
Seriously.
I think we've added quilting and soap making into
my gosh.
into the main museum as well. It's a huge event for us this year, and we just hope we get a lot of support from the community.
Definitely. It is crazy to think, and we were talking just a little bit earlier about the clothing, you know,
Yes, yeah,
and it's like,
yep.
I always thought, did they really wear all that? But like you
Yes.
said, we,
Now this would definitely be a Sunday go to meeting.
okay,
Go to
Sunday
meet-
go to
yeah,
meeting.
a
Yep,
Sunday
and you'll
go to
see her
meeting
on North
outfit.
Dakota Today, so you'll be able to see the
you'll be able to
entire
see-
outfit in
so
just a
this
little
is
bit.
definitely a Sunday go to meeting, but when you think about back in 1880s, 1860s,
Yeah.
we, Fargo started in the 1860s, you didn't have sunscreen. So
Right.
you were, a threat of being burnt.
Yeah.
So that's hence the long sleeves and stuff like that. You were looking for shade. There's no air conditioning. You would wear a bonnet. I have one right on my
Yes.
back here. Yep. You would wear a bonnet to keep the sun out of your eyes.
Wow.
And
And I never thought of the no sunscreen.
and then there's also multi-uses for items as well. You could pull up your skirt and pop the eggs in there,
oh.
or anything else that you might have to carry.
So you got your basket right
Yep,
there,
so you
kind
got
of.
your basket right in your skirt here.
That's
Yep.
maybe something we should have kept as moms. I feel
Yeah,
like there
yeah.
could have been some uses for
and
that.
then of course there was the modesty factor, hence why you have
True, the
all
high neck,
the high
yeah.
necks and
But
the
the
long skirts
sunscreen
and stuff
alone,
like that.
I don't know why it never occurred to me, because I fry in like 15 minutes. So
Yes,
all
yes,
summer long working
yeah.
outside, I would have been
You would have been
dead.
burnt. Yeah, there were, like I said it earlier, there's still fair-skinned people back here. That,
Yep,
Some
we
people were
did.
burnt.
That's kind of when we I know my family came like in the 1880s, early 1900s, and so that was right around that
yeah,
time.
and so yes, exactly.
So much fun. So I'm going to pop us over to Facebook real quick so you guys
So I've got
can
all the information
see.
and the schedule. We've also got the full schedule at bonanzaville.org under the events section.
Awesome. I will bring that up
everything
too.
that's happening.
So Pioneer Days. I mean, how cool. And the blacksmith, I mean, just all the things you mentioned. So much fun to see. And for your kids to get to see, however old they are. We were talking, our kids are big now, but however old they are, it's fun to get to see.
I mean, there's
like,
even
this
a
is
teacher
what
in the
you're-
one-room schoolhouse. You know, so
Come
that's and, you know, and that goes back to when all grades were sitting in one room.
Yeah.
You know,
Which
in
really
rural North Dakota.
wasn't all, well, it was a long time ago, but I remember my mother-in-law talking about that.
Yeah,
how,
I believe consolidation was late 50s, early 60s in North Dakota, and probably some of them didn't consolidate up until the early 70s.
Sure.
So the schoolhouses were used quite long, basically.
Yeah. And can you imagine being a teacher in there and having all of that to manage at the same time?
And oddly enough, they were very intelligent. They
well,
learned very quickly.
you can see how that would be beneficial. You know, you're in kindergarten
yep.
and you're hearing those lessons for all the grades.
So if you can catch on to it, then you would.
Right.
Yep,
you could move ahead.
Move up
yeah.
quicker.
Kind of more like a hybrid of school and homeschool, like the
Right.
best of both,
Right.
really.
Yep. A small town school and
So
homeschool
cool.
as well. Mhm.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you, Beth.
You're very welcome.
So tell them the when and where. Well, we know where.
Bonanzaville, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday 10 to 5 and Sunday 9 to 5 if you're coming out for the pancake breakfast. The activities on Sunday start at noon after church.
Awesome. So pancakes, pie, butter making, kuchen,
lefse.
Lefse.
Yeah. Oh, not to
Carb
mention
heaven.
there's also food vendors in the midst of the village.
Oh my goodness.
So not only, so you get a little bit modern day, but they're kind of stuck right in the middle, so we don't see them from everywhere.
Sure, but you can navigate the whole place
Yes,
to find
absolutely.
out. Awesome. Well, make sure you watch her in a few minutes on North Dakota Today too. But thank you so much for popping on with us on Valley News Now. And I'm Jessie Ahmet, your host of Valley News Now.
You're very welcome.
No worries.